an issue that's leaving millions unable to afford a home. For many, owning a house feels like a distant dream. But why are homes so expensive in the UK? Let's dive into the main reasons behind this crisis and explore what's pushing prices beyond reach for so many people. First, it all comes down to supply and demand. There simply aren't enough homes available. For decades, the UK has been building fewer homes than needed. With a growing population, demand keeps rising, but supply can't keep up. When demand is high and supply is low, prices skyrocket. This has left first-time buyers in fierce competition, pushing prices up even more. So, why aren't we building more homes? A big reason is the UK's strict planning laws. It's not easy to get approval for new housing projects. Local councils control planning and, in many cases, residents oppose large developments to preserve their community's character. Then there's the issue of green belts, areas of protected land meant to prevent urban sprawl. While these areas protect the countryside, they also restrict land for building, especially near cities where housing demand is highest. With limited land and tight planning restrictions, it's difficult to build enough homes quickly. Investment in property also plays a major role. Over the years, UK property has become a hot investment for both local and international buyers. For many investors, real estate is a safe bet, offering steady returns as prices rise. This means that people looking for a place to live are now competing with investors looking to profit. In cities like London, this is especially common, with foreign buyers purchasing properties as investments rather than homes. This influx of investors drives up demand and makes it even harder for regular buyers to find an affordable property. Government policies have also contributed to rising prices. Programs like Help to Buy were created to make home ownership easier, but they often increase demand without addressing supply. More people were able to buy, but with the limited number of homes, prices went up instead of down. Low interest rates have also made it easier to borrow larger amounts, increasing competition for homes and driving up prices. While these policies aim to make housing more accessible, they ended up fueling price increases instead. Wages are another factor we can't ignore. Property prices have risen far faster than wages, creating a massive gap. In the 1970s, an average home cost about 4 times the average annual salary. Today, it's over 8 times the average salary. This wage-to-price gap makes it incredibly difficult for people, especially younger generations, to save for a deposit or afford a mortgage. High rents also eat into savings, trapping people in a cycle where home ownership feels almost impossible. And speaking of rent, rising prices aren't just an issue for buyers. Rent prices have soared too, as fewer people can afford to buy, pushing more people into the rental market. Landlords know demand is high, so they can raise rents, leaving renters with higher monthly costs and less ability to save for a home of their own. So, what can be done to solve the UK housing crisis? Many experts suggest that building more homes is key. Easing planning laws or even rethinking green belt restrictions could make more land available for housing. But these changes often face local opposition and would take years to show an impact. Some also argue that controlling investment purchases, particularly by foreign buyers, could reduce competition and make housing more accessible to those who need it most. Policies that encourage affordable housing construction could also help balance the market, but it requires long-term commitment and resources. The UK housing crisis is a complex issue, with no single solution that will fix it overnight. But by understanding the causes from lack of supply and high demand to investment trends and stagnant wages, we can start to see why home ownership feels out of reach for so many Britons. In the end, addressing this crisis requires a balance: building enough homes to meet demand, preserving communities, and creating policies that make both buying and renting more affordable.